On the line, I'm proud to have Harvey Blankfeld with Las Vegas Real Estate Radio. He's on the air with us every single Saturday at 11 a.m. on AM 720 KDWN. So if you're looking for information in the Nevada market or the Las Vegas market, Harvey is your guy. Harvey, thanks for coming on our show today. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Hey, thanks for having me on, Emilio. It's a real pleasure.
Hey, you're welcome. You know, on those webinars that we have every single Monday, I hear your name often. I guess you're killing it out in the Las Vegas market. So it's a pleasure to have a top producing agent on the air kind of sharing your insights and letting us know what's going on in the market, because, you know, people are always bouncing around. They're trying to leave New England, get out of the snow and go to warmer climates. So what's happening out in the Las Vegas market?
Well, you know, our market has transitioned from a very tumultuous roller coaster ride to a much more stable market now. Mm-hmm. We've endured perhaps being labeled as one of the worst markets in the country to getting back to a level of stability where less than 10% of our market right now is distressed. I mean, it's the vast majority of sellers are cash and checks at close of escrow, and
wow.
and buyers are able to buy. So we've transitioned. We're still got work to do. We're not out of the woods entirely, but we've made a long road back to normalcy. And I'd say over the last 18 months, we've seen what I would quote unquote call a fairly normal market.
Well, that's really great to hear. So, I mean, all across the country, foreclosures are down to about 1.9%. What has caused the Las Vegas market to be around 10% still?
Well, I think that we're still in recovery mode. I mean, you've got, think of it this way. Las Vegas was the fastest growing city, perhaps at the worst possible time. We were growing so quickly. The population was growing very, very quickly in the mid-2000s when our values just started to spike. And so you had a huge influx of people at a time when houses were overvalued. And so we probably had a higher proportion of homes bought at that time than most markets.
That makes a ton of sense. Now, as far as new construction, do you have any going on over there? Are you still kind of?
Oh yeah, no, we have actually builders are back. They're back in force.
Great.
Just this past weekend, I took some clients out and we helped them procure a brand new home, a standing inventory home, beautiful 1,800 square foot 4-bedroom home in a wonderful neighborhood, and they got the home for just a little over $200,000.
Wow, that's a very good price. New construction too. I mean, new construction, 4-bed house over here in New England, in Rhode Island, actually, would probably go a little bit closer to like 275 to 300,
right?
Depending on the area.
Yeah, and you know, I think that there's value here. I think that, and we've got that. We're still about Emilio. We're still about 30% below our peak. We haven't come back all the way. Not that we're in any anxious hurry to get there. We're kind of like creeping along. We love that.
Yeah, that's okay. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely. Slow and steady wins the bet, right?
Yeah.
So
in real estate in particular.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, it definitely does. So let me ask you a question, because, you know, earlier on in the show, we were talking about making sure that buyers are pre-approved, and there's a number of reasons why we say so. But out in Vegas, is it common to make sure that a buyer is pre-approved before taking them into a showing?
You know, Emilio, it's so important. You know, I'm a fairly busy guy.
Yep.
You know, I work. I do a lot of real estate here. I've had some success at it, and I don't want to take people around and show them the wrong homes. You know, they may think they can afford so much, but they don't know for sure. It's a lot better for everyone involved, both the agents and the buyers, if they know exactly what they can afford. So why not know in advance?
You know, I'm so glad to hear that, because, you know, agents all around the country, and we get to speak with a lot of agents, Harvey, as you know. I mean, we get to talk with all the top dogs all around the country, like yourself or the Carol Royce team out of Arizona, or Chris Dunham, or, you know, the list goes on and on and on. But I think it's great to see that all of I would say the best agents require that. And there's another reason, too. I think it's safety. What about those realtors that have been killed, attacked?
Oh my goodness!
So on and
it's
so
awful.
on.
You know, I have a team of agents and a lot of women on my team, and we always are extraordinarily cautious. You know, it's funny. You know, I'm sure you've had the conversation, Amelia, with someone who calls you and wants to go out and look at property, and you say to them, "Gee, are you pre-approved?" And they say, "Well, no, not yet. I just want to see houses."
Yes.
And you have to kind of qualify that to them and say, "Listen, guys, I'd love to help you. I want to help you, but I have to know, in fact, that you can buy before I spend time in a car with you riding you around." Exactly. That's number one. Number two, I also want to make sure that this is really what you want to do. You know, in Vegas in particular, a lot of people like to come here and just ride around the valley and look at houses.
Of course, of course.
So we end up being taxi drivers if we're not cautious and careful. And then there's, of course, as you said, the safety factor becomes a big element as well.
Yeah, I would say safety factor number one, and not only for us, but for our seller clients. What if somebody's in there kind of casing the property?
Absolutely.
And you know, if you're just tuning into the show now, you can check out theroundtableradio.com, and you should listen to the podcast, or you can watch the videos, because the videos will come on later on in the week, but the podcast will be there right away for you, because we're talking about the 6 reasons why you should be pre-qualified for a mortgage. Okay, there's a ton of reasons that people don't even think about. And Harvey, we're on the line with Harvey Blankfeld with Las Vegas Real Estate Radio, and Harvey is a full-time top producing real estate agent in Las Vegas, and he was just saying the same exact thing. So I think it's pretty amazing that top agents all around the country kind of feel the same exact way. So, Harvey, great insights. Appreciate you coming on the show, letting us know a little bit about Las Vegas and the market. And why don't you do our listeners a favor? Because if there's anybody at all looking to go out and move out to Las Vegas, I was going to say the city that never sleeps, but that's New York. Las Vegas is what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Yep.
So if anybody is curious about, you know, properties or looking for a home or selling a home, et cetera, what should they do? How can they contact you, Harvey?
Well, it's easy to reach me by phone. It's 702-203-1165. Again, 702-203-1165. We have web addresses and other such things as well. Obviously, you can text or call me. We'd be happy to help you out. And Chris Emilio, you know, you're very modest, but you're one of those top producing agents and a star on our network as well.
Thank you very much. I mean, I like to think I'm just surrounded by people that are better than myself and everything I do, and I just try to I just aspire to be, you know, better myself. Yep. I don't even know if that makes sense, but
we all do. I think we all do. Anybody successful always wants to get just a little bit better.
Thank you, Harvey. That means a lot. So thanks again for coming on the show. We are also going to put Harvey's information on the expert contributors section of our show page on theroundtableradio.com.